how can we take the core values of Assassin's Creed, now that we have all this power, what can we improve beyond just adding more of everything? Sometimes it's just keeping what we had before because it worked well and just improving it a little bit. Sometimes it's scratching everything and redoing it from scratch. And on ACU, we've done both.
So the idea is that no longer are we focusing on single unique blocks of gameplay. We are giving you a broader goal and then giving you multiple blocks to achieve it. And we're trying to reduce failure. Second of all, it's what exactly is a cooperative experience in Assassin's Creed?
It's not a reboot, but it is a refresh, I'd like to say. And so it's taking each features and asking ourselves the question, so what's going to make it fresh? Why would players have fun again, using that feature and make sure that they feel as if it's the first time all over again?
Navigation, you have fight, and you have social stealth, right? We wanted to have missions that you could tackle in any direction, in any way. So there's two concrete things we did for that. First of all, we developed something we call AMM. It's called Adaptive Mission Mechanics. So instead of telling you, tail this dude, we're going to tell you, find out where the secret base is. Number two, we created what we call internally black box missions. And black box missions are essentially, they don't need to be an interior. It could be just a portion of the city. But a black box mission essentially is a mission where you have a very precise goal. For example, assassinate a target. But to do so, you have literally dozens of approaches possible.
You're not designing one path. You're not designing a golden path. You're designing every possible approach opportunity. So when you build a space in Assassin's Creed, you think of it as an area, and you think of every different approach as having a different focus. So you could have a front entrance that's really easy to see, but it's full of guards. If you want to go in that way, it's either combat, maybe you can cause a distraction and sneak through, but it's a very designed and something that the designer has figured out. But we know that players won't necessarily do that. They're also going to go around the perimeter and look for other opportunities.
What we did with the navigation is create a system that allows beginners to very advanced players to have fun with the navigation. So the idea is to, the RT natural type of navigation. What we add is the possibility to use RTA and RTB. RTA means that you're going to go up directly and smoothly and very seamless, in a very seamless way. And RTB is the reverse, so you're going to be done. It's what we call the control descent.
We don't have to design paths because the navigation system allows you to go wherever you want. It's incredibly flexible. And the new advanced navigation system has better animations and better precision than we've ever had before. So in the past, maybe sometimes you felt like the assassin wasn't doing exactly what you wanted. That's not an issue anymore.
So we want the character to be fast and fluid and to climb and to be able to jump from rooftop to rooftop. But then when you try to do stealth, you need the opposite. You need something more, with more granularity, more control. We've changed the controls to give you a stealth button. Second of all, we revamped all of the detection, the way that enemies perceive you and they see you. So if you're in high profile mode or if you're in stealth mode, your detection rate is different. So you make more noise or less noise, right?
We have what we call an LKP system, which is a last known position system. So you really can play with the kind of hide and seek system with the AI. So we have vanish tools like the traditional smoke bomb, which will break the line of sight of the NPC. Then you can hide behind a cover, for example, and observe what the AI are doing.
They are actually seeing you. Like if you're hidden, their eyes are actually emitting a sort of a detection cone, and they're either seeing you or not. If they see something, they will come and investigate, but they don't know where you are. They've seen something there, so if you hide, you can actually spy on them, looking through your last known position and looking for you. So that adds another, because you can actually game the guards and send them on wild goose chases and then cover back on another path or whatever.
We have a robust cover system where you can take cover anywhere in the environment, and you can now have that layer of really having the fantasy of being an assassin and sneaking through and not being spotted, which wouldn't have been possible before, which is thanks to our new stealth mechanics, but also the seamless interiors.
When you enter a map, you can just observe what are your options, where you can go. If your target is inside the building, just look at the windows, what windows are open or not, and it's up to you to make your own path, in fact. And you can seamlessly enter, exit the way you want.
So what happens is when you're trying to create a stealth game and the path of least resistance is combat, well, the thing about stealth is stealth wants to find you. So once you are detected, if you don't give real opportunity for the player to regain control and hide, his only real option is fight. So then you need to make fight accessible, or else players get frustrated because they die.
We've reimagined the combat pillar altogether as well. Introduce a little bit of some fencing animation, just make it fit the time period and stuff like that. But also we've reimagined all the AI behaviors, all the fight positioning, the way that the NPCs position themselves strategically and how much they fight.
So you cannot be anymore surrounded by, we say, 15, 20 opponents. It's not possible anymore. The limit is between 3-4 guards around you. Starting at 4th, they will probably shoot at you and don't go directly on the mini fight.
Arnaud is a very precise character. He's a very sharp character, and that sharpness you can tell in his humor, in his personality, but also in his movement. Like the assassins, like Ezio, for example, was much more he had a lot of flourishes in the way he fought and the way he moved. Arnaud is much more, think of Kung Fu versus Krav Maga. Arnaud is much more Krav Maga, he's much more direct, to the point, very brutal assassin.
So we want players to, have to do that vanish loop where they fight some guard. If they feel like they won't win that one, then they can easily, vanish from the enemies and then come back, so that players feel a bit smarter using their tools.
By doing that, it puts a lot less pressure on fight, because now you have other means of retaining control, which means we can make fight more challenging, which feeds back into the whole co-op thing where it is challenging. If you go running around into a group of guards by yourself, you're gonna get killed.
If you get into a fight, you'll kill a few guys, but then you'll quickly get overrun. You either need to take off or you need to get your friends, and that brings people together.
No one wants to be the guys that's following, or everyone wants to be the leader. So they each have to have clear objective, clear goals. It meant for us to opening up the game even more, adding even more options, more paths to choose, more features to differentiate between players.
So instead of giving all the full power at the beginning to the player, we decided to go more like a kind of a RPG system. So you have for the first time in the game, you have a very deep progression system. A few examples is like we have two axes of progression for the player. One is the skill and one is the equipment. The skill basically is through your progression. You will gather some skill points, and you can use skill points to unlock skills. Skills are basically new moves, cool moves. You can have moves in navigation, in fight, in stealth. And so you can you can build your own character. It's still the same character, it's the main character of the game, but you are allowed to build it the way you want. It's visually different, so you can select your colors, you can create your own avatar. What is more interesting is we have parameters on the equipment. So let's say you have a coat, a very heavy leather coat. It will maybe help you to increase your resistance to damages. But on the other side, you will generate more sound around you, so people will look at you, and it will be maybe more difficult to blend in the crowd.
So we didn't want to create classes or specific roles. We really push for different types of possibilities in terms of cooperations. First one being the synchronization. So you have several things to do at the same moment. Sync kill is really the best example. So you have several guards four guards to kill, your 4 players. Or just kill them at the same moment.
If 2 players find themselves close to one another, you get a sort of a soft tethering, and you get a additional effect. So if I perform a disguise and you're within a certain radius, you will also get the disguise. Rewards are shared. If I loot a chest and you're nearby, you're going to get the reward also. Stuff like that. These are things that will actually reward you for playing co-op. Then we have things that will punish you if you don't, like large groups of cards.
The way the missions are designed is you have a target, you have an objective in the game, and around that we are building opportunities. And all the opportunities are tailored for each play style you can have. So of course, if you are specialized in combat and you want to go in stealth, you can try. If you are good, you can pass, but it will be more difficult.
Not only do we not switch off those systemic things during missions, we actually give players more tools to manipulate them. It's not that we didn't want to do this before. This is a hard problem to fix, and we've had a lot of time to do it. But the idea earlier, I was talking to you about the, really tackling the core pillars of the brand and really trying to change that core pillar of Assassin's Creed. This is part of it, right?
We've always known that the Assassins have this brotherhood, that they're not alone, but the gameplay has always been solo. So I think it's a natural fit to bring people together to have this co-op experience. When you play co-op missions in Assassin's Creed Unity, you can play solo. We're not going to say you can't. So someone who wants to play on their own can play all of the content. But the co-op content is really designed to be experienced together with your friends. That's actually why it's called Assassin's Creed Unity.
I just want people to feel that ACU is a great experience. It's and one of the best Assassin's Creed. I want them to feel like they're reliving the fun of AC1 all over again, and rediscovering the brand, and just being reintroduced to the story, to the background, to the myth, the mystery of that franchise, and make sure that we just hit all the right notes.